Stop scrolling. Look, if you're watching this, you probably think you have a focus problem. I'm here to tell you, you don't. You have a dopamine problem. Your brain is chemically wired to choose the instant hit of TikTok over the delayed reward of studying. But what if you could rewire that connection? Today, we're diving into the real science of focus, how to manage your dopamine, enter the flow state, and make studying feel less like a chore and more like a focus challenge. Controlling the dopamine demand curve. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter of desire, not pleasure. It makes you seek the reward. Right now, your brain is demanding instant, high-intensity hits, social media, video games. To regain focus, we need to lower your baseline dopamine. This sounds extreme, but it's essential. For a few hours before you study, or even for an entire day, no scrolling, no gaming, no instant gratification. Let the boredom settle in. When you finally sit down to study, the simple act of reading a textbook will feel like a much higher value reward because your baseline is low. The neuroscience of flow state, the challenge/skill balance. The ultimate focus hack is the flow state, where you're so immersed in a task that time melts away. This isn't magic, it's a measurable neurological state. To trigger flow, you need a perfect balance between challenge and skill. If the task is too easy, you get bored and distracted. If it's too hard, you get anxious and give up. The fix: always start with a task that is 1% harder than your current skill level. This sweet spot eliminates distraction because your brain is 100% occupied bridging that small gap. Environmental friction. Make distraction harder. Neuroscience tells us the brain always chooses the path of least resistance. Let's make the path to distraction the path of most resistance. This is called friction. Before you start studying, physically change your environment to create friction. Action plan. 1. Put your phone in a drawer across the room. 2. Log out of all social media accounts. 3. Use an app blocker on your computer that requires a password you can't remember or a complicated CAPTCHA to turn off. The small amount of effort it takes to cheat your system is usually enough to stop your brain from even trying. Focus isn't about willpower, it's about strategy. We've learned to lower the dopamine baseline to make studying feel rewarding. We learned to find the 1% gap to trigger the flow state. And we learned to add friction to our environment to block impulse. Now, here's your homework. Before you hit another video, pick one task that is just 1% harder than what you usually do and commit to 30 minutes. Let me know in the comments if you hit the flow state. If you want more neuroscience-backed hacks to simplify your life, hit that subscribe button.